What is going on? Good morning, everybody. 7 a.m. New York time. And we're back at it. 10K to max funded challenge. Get some coffee in, wake up a little bit. Hope you all are doing well. And it's Friday. Friday's always a good day because the weekend's here. For traders, Friday is like Monday, I think, for people who go to 9 to 5. Because when you know Monday's coming for a 9 to 5, you're like, oh God, Monday. And Friday, when traders know Friday's coming, they know the end of the week is here and they're not going to be able to trade over the weekend. Unless you're doing like crypto stuff. I guess that's open, but we're not degenerates. Most of us. So, yeah, Friday, man. I'm excited about it. We're back at the 10K to max funding challenge. We're using bespoke funding. Everything so far has been great with them. I haven't had any issues. We have taken one trade. This is day number 3, starting the challenge. We are currently 2% down. The account is sitting at $9,783.99. And we have to get to 10,800. So we're going to see if we can find a setup here today and try to finish out the week with a winning trade. And if we do, then we'll be back above break even, close to 2% in profit if we can find the right setup. So what we're going to do right now is just kind of go through the charts and look and see what's going on. See how price is moving. We're going to look at yesterday, see what happened as the day played out. I gave some analysis and we'll see how accurate that analysis was. All foresight, just saying. So this is US30 right here after the big drop down yesterday. It just completely melted. And this is a 4-hour imbalance right here, and I had an execution not on the 10K. This is on a different challenge that I'm in with the funded trader. Just another challenge I'm doing to add to my funded account status there. So I was expecting price to run up overnight and get back up into this area here. And you can see a little bit on the 1 hour, just kind of overnight, and then London popped up into here. My stop is up above this high right here. And this is the 15-minute order block that I was targeting as an entry. So put an entry here on the body of the lowest bullish move up before we had the tank down. So that's where we're kind of sitting. We're in a little bit of drawdown right now. Got tagged in at 3:30 in the morning. And yeah, I mean, it kind of hovered around there for about 30-45 minutes, and then it's kind of popped back up in. Coming into the 6 o'clock hour here now, and we're going to wait and see what happens. This is your London move. So if it wants to go higher, it's going to respect bullish order flow. So bullish order flow means that any down close candle should be respected. Meaning when price comes back down into a down close candle, price should not violate that. If it does, then we're having a change of market structure, and we should be looking for price to then begin providing either bearish order flow or consolidation. So of course, we're hoping that price, as we come into the New York time, that it reverses and comes back down and takes out, that this is the high of the day, and price is going to come back down and attack yesterday's low, and in fact, indeed, make a new low off of this. Now, is that going to happen today? I don't know. That's really aggressive. But I think it could get back down here to yesterday's low, making Wednesday the high of the week. All right. No, Monday was the high of the week. Monday, did it break? No. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday took out the Monday high, and it's dropped. So Wednesday high of the week. So also, if you notice on the 1 hour, you don't see it here. On the 15-minute, you can see we have a little bit of a gap right here that typically price wants to get back down there and provide efficient delivery of price to those gaps. Doesn't mean that it's gonna just tear right through it. It could come back down to it, close to it, touch it, fill it, and then rock it back up. This would also be, and this is what I got caught in yesterday and lost on the wrong side, is an OTE. So this would be the London optimal trade entry. So you see London make a move up, US comes back down and retraces into this area. You do have a fair value gap. You're below 50% of the move, so you're back into a discount based on the London session. And so if price gets back down into here, then and wants to run higher, this could be a run on stops that people in London have. They're going to protect this move up. If they're in longs and they're trying to capture a big move up, they're going to try to protect and lock in profits. Their stops would be up in here. There's some stops here. There's some stops here. There's a gap down here. This is an OTE entry. The London low would be down here. So if London low is going to hold, you could expect a retrace into here and then run higher. Because I'm just bearish on indices, I think that we have lower prices still to go. And after yesterday's tank, this was my this was the order block I identified as likely getting to and then protecting my entry. So I put my stop up above this bearish candle right there. There's my stop. So that's what trade I'm in on. Another challenge. Maybe I use this if I get a shift in market structure here this morning, maybe on the 15 or the 5 minute, and get some displacement down and it leaves a fair value gap. I would consider using this entry also for my 10K challenge, but we'll see if something else pops up. Let's jump over to the dollar and talk about what happened there yesterday. So, yesterday on the dollar, this is midnight, just ripped up through London. We had an OTE pullback and then ripped up again through New York. Filled in these imbalances over here. This is a 1 hour fair value gap that price has respected quite heavily. Maybe it's a 4 hour. I can't remember. What the heck? No, it's not a 4 hour. It's a 30 minute. $30-minute fair value gap. Oh yeah, right here. Nope. I can't remember where I put that, but what I'm saying is price has respected this quite heavily. Now, I feel like the dollar's going to run up and have more strength. What does that mean for foreign currencies? Well, if the dollar is strong, it typically means that foreign currencies should be weak and they should go down. So GBP, Euro, stuff like that, they should be going down if the dollar is going to come up. Now, where would the dollar, first up that I'm looking at and be interested to see what's going to happen is right here. The second place I'm looking for the dollar to slow down or reverse would be this high right here. But where my attention is drawn to the most is this gap right here. Let me zoom in on that. There is a gap that price has not come back to or traded. So if we just drag that all the way over here, this is a spot. Man, we still have a long way to go. Okay, we're almost there. Bear with me. This is a volume imbalance, and price likes to go to volume imbalances and provide efficient delivery. So if the dollar is going to remain strong, you could expect the dollar to rip up into here, take out stops above this high there, reach back up into that gap. And if the dollar is going to be strong, let's look at the 4-hour chart. You can see the mess we're in. It's just ranging. This is why right here, I mean, it could just tank again. It's what it's done many, many times. Comes down here, rips up, comes up here, rips down. So if this is accumulation, some manipulation out of this range would be a rip up into here, take out these stops. People will think, oh, here comes the dollar rally. Dollar's going to rip again, and we're going to be bullish. And what in fact is happening is the dollar is consolidating. It has created an engineered liquidity down here. It has engineered and created liquidity up here. And now it's going to manipulate one side to then distribute down into the other side or up into the other side. And so I could potentially see the dollar ripping to finish out the week, running up into here, and then next week maybe one more tag up, and then it rolls back over as we head into the end of May. I still think these relative equal lows here and here are going to get ripped into in the next month. I don't know when. Gold dips for the third straight session. Tepid China data. U.S. debt ceiling stalemate cap markets. Dollar heads for the biggest weekly gain since February. So if it can make a rip up in there, give us a strong dollar. On the daily, you can see the nasty. This is why Euro has just sucked trading over the last month or so. It's horrible. This is what happens in a trending market. Higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and moves up and down. And then, or lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, moving up and down. And then it just hits a wall and decides to do crap. That's the way it goes. So I think we rip out above this high and take out stops here, maybe rip up into here. If it holds like a really strong close today and we get a close back up above this structure, then I would think next week we get more of a rally. You see this gap up here. No bodies have closed through that gap. We've had wicks up into it and it came back down, but you could potentially see maybe a run up into there. And this would be your accumulation, manipulation up into here, and then your distribution down. So I'm bullish on the dollar right now, so I'm bearish on just for today, not overall. I'm bearish. I'm looking for shorts on euro. I'm looking for shorts on the pound, on indices. Indices should be typically going down against a strong dollar. The dollar's strong. It typically weighs heavily against the markets, and so as I see the dollar strengthen, then I would be looking for the others to go down. All right. So let's look at what happened on the euro. I've left all of my drawings here yesterday. Once the euro dollar broke through this level and we had a close, this became your 4-hour breaker. What did price do? It ripped right back up at 8 o'clock in the morning, right almost to the bottom of that breaker, and then continued down. And where did it stop? If you will remember, I pointed out this imbalance on the 4-hour time frame right here. And I said if price is going to want to go higher, it's going to want to reach in and take a deeper dive into the list liquidity. And you would be looking, this is a bullish breaker, which means price went up, crashed down through heavily, taking out sell side liquidity, then reversing quickly, breaking that high with displacement, leaving a fair value gap. And so if price is going to stop somewhere in here, yesterday, your targets would have been like 50% of that, and that's exactly where it went to. Now, it's still going to go south. And if we're looking at this bearish breaker right here should hold as any resistance on retraces higher. On top of that, this order block right here, I'm going to take some of this stuff off right now. So we'll see how price reacts when it gets down here into, why was that a 1 hour? I guess it was a 4 hour. What the heck? Get rid of all that. Here. Yeah. 4 hour, and it just, so this is the imbalance I was looking at filling. I don't know why it shrunk. Oh, that's the imbalance. It's reaching down into it right now. And what's US30 doing? US30 is doing nothing. Euro. So if we were going to be looking for any kind of pullback on the euro dollar right now, if it's just going to keep falling, we have some news at 10 o'clock, the Michigan Consumer Sentiment. I'm not sure exactly how much that's going to move the market, but we are reaching into this imbalance over here. And if we look left, where else might we be targeting? You do have a little swing right. Well, this is the swing it's reaching into right now. This is kind of the last line of big liquidity from like trend line and this consolidation area. So it's just broken through that right now. And this would be a next. There's another, nope, no fair value gap there. Little fair value gap down in here that we could be looking at. But this low here is a big low. And if it runs that far today, wow, like that's crazy. It's a big low. It could reach down into there. Don't know. If price is going to stay bearish, then this 1 hour order block should be protected. I would be looking for short entry on any pullback into that area. You also have the London high into wherever this starts pulling back. You could look for an OTE up into this area. I don't think price is going to reach back that high. If it's going to stay bearish, it's going to stay bearish. You might get a pullback into that order block. Something like this could either wait for just a touch or like, 50% of that. There's somewhere, and then just put your stop at the top of the body of that bullish candle right there. And if you're going for 1 to 2, then that would put you at the bottom of the range of that and close in that fair value gap. So could be something like that on euro today. Right now we'll see. We're at the 7 o'clock hour. Maybe as the market opens, it's dipped into that fair value gap. You can see it's currently reacting off of it and respecting that. The dollar reaching up into that area where it has respected many times to decide to just roll over and come back down to the bottom of the range. So euro reaching into its fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame, and the dollar not quite reaching that yet. They both have broke their most recent high here and most recent lows here. So there's no SMT, just watch and wait. But that 1-hour order block on euro, I would be watching this for a potential reversal. If this is going to stay bearish, it should respect bearish order flow, which means this bullish down candle at 4 a.m. should be respected. If that doesn't hold and we get displacement up with a fair value gap, then it becomes a breaker, meaning we went up to go down, take out liquidity. So we'll just watch. Order blocks that get broken and violated become breaker blocks. In my model, I'm not sure if that's exactly the way IC teaches it, but that's the way I use them. So we'll just watch and wait what happens on the euro. That's a potential setup. Pound dollar. This is what I was thinking last night. I thought the dollar might drop overnight, fill in some of this area, and by doing so would push the pound up into this order block area and fill in some of this imbalance, sell side imbalance, and then push us lower. So I had a limit order placed on a different account, still set. It may rip up. You can see this is a lot messier compared to what the euro did, leaving a nice high and then ripping lower. The pound is not wanting to take out its lows, so not sure what's going to happen here, but still have that limit order in place. It should respect this bullish candle right here, which is a bearish order block. So we'll wait and see what happens. It's just chilling. It's not really moving at all. Gold is just crap in the bed. We've got some sell side liquidity a little bit lower here, large buy side imbalance yet to fill in, or a fair value gap, and you've got more liquidity down here. So if the dollar's going to rip, gold should fall. And if gold gets a rip back up, where might it want to pause? If it decides to want to go lower, there's currently a small fair value gap right here. But these two up close candles could and should provide quote unquote resistance to price if it wants to go lower. All right, so that's kind of where we're at and what we're looking for today. US30 is stalling out. So maybe we get, if this little indecision candle, we have this rip up indecision candle. So if over the next 30 minutes, it just stays like this little like spinning top formation candle, I don't know what it's called. I don't even know what retail traders call it. That's an indecision candle. It's like market, look, it just doesn't know what it wants to do. but you had this big move up back into this fair value gap. And then you get, it just slams the brakes. I think it's going to roll over, but I don't know. If we look at what's happening on the NAS, it has taken out its high from yesterday and currently holding. Hasn't made a lower low yet and changed the structure on the 4-hour, but it's not looking super aggressive one way or the other. S&P has not taken out yesterday's high, and US30 has not taken out yesterday's high. So what does that mean? I don't really know. We've kind of in a 4-hour consolidation here with the S&P. You've got relative equal lows down here. You got a small fair value gap. You have buy side liquidity here and here, and an imbalance to fill still up here. The dollar's going to be heavy. I would expect price on the indices to want to close out the week a little more on the heavy side, on the downside. So we'll wait and see what that's going to do. Again, NAS has made higher highs, and S&P has not, and the Dow has not. So we could be having some higher time frame S&T that would lead us into the seasonality of bearish price delivery through the summer. Bearish to neutral. We'll wait and watch and try to respond to what price is doing as best we can. What's happening on Euro? Euro tanking. Dollar coming up. So we're about to reach my first zone of interest that I would watch and wait and see what price does as dollar reaches this area. And Euro, if we're getting this was displacement. We had a run back up into this fair value gap. We're getting more displacement. And again, this order block, if this candle closes out heavily, I would look for New York to potentially run back up and into this area. And that would be a potential entry for a short throughout New York session. So we get a short pullback, kind of a Judas swing type move, and then we go short the rest of the day. Pound, it's coming down. If we can get like some displacement down and tear some of these lows, we've come up into this and we've taken out some liquidity on these relatively equal highs. If we get some displacement and we get a fair value gap, we could potentially look at a short there. Gold, if we get a break below, this could become a 1-hour order block and a run up and then a run down. US30 coming back to entry. So again, I'm going to watch this and really, if price hits down in here and it fills in this fair value gap, I might be aggressive on moving and protecting my stop on this other challenge, only because, man, I got burned yesterday on, where was it? It was an OTE of the London move. Where was that? Right here. I was on the wrong side of the market. We had this run down through London yesterday. This was a beautiful OTE up into an order block and fair value gap, back into a premium, and then it just tanked. And I had an opportunity to get out, and I didn't. I just was like, well, I'm going to take the loss. Well, that was stupid. Now, this is acting as a 30-minute order block from this rundown. Price is respecting this bullish candle. So that's kind of why I think price is going to remain heavy and roll over here. We're still in the range from yesterday. We're at a premium inside of a fair value gap at a PD array, a 30-minute PD array. So I'm hoping to see price drop down and just completely ball out today. But I don't know. Euro. Let's watch Euro. Man, Euro is ripping. It's a 30-minute order block of that 1 hour order block. So big fair value gap. 15-minute. Here's your order block on the 15-minute. So if you wanted to refine that, you would expect price to respect that 15-minute order block right there. If you get any kind of pullback, that's where you would be looking to go short, something like this, and maybe protect your stop like that. So we'll see if we get a pullback. I don't know that we're going to get a pullback. Pound is slowly coming down, but Euro is really falling hard. Dollar has reached its point of interest here. And this is where we're going to really be curious about its reaction from this zone. If we get a strong close above, I would look to see if this then inverts, and instead of acting as resistance, it begins to act as support to rally the dollar to this volume imbalance up here. Gold not as heavy as the euro. Pound. I really want to see on the pound a break of these lows and even these lows. This is all liquidity. Technically, if you get a break of here with a fair value gap, you could target this entry right here on the pound. But this you can't do that yet. We got to wait for this candle to close. This 15-minute. If we get a strong, see it's rallying back up. If we get a strong move down on the pound and it leaves that fair value gap, then you could potentially, it hasn't even broken that level yet, so we just have to wait and watch, but that could be a potential. I'm going to take that off. Euro, here we go. So it's pausing. Is it going to give us an opportunity to get short up here? It's taken out a lot of sell-side liquidity already. Do we get a complete Friday reversal? Don't know, but so far it's heavy bearish order flow, and if we're going to continue the trend, the short-term trend on that, it would respect this order block right here and roll back over. So we'll watch that. Dollar reacting off of that level like it has many times over the last few weeks. So we'll watch and wait. Gold, nothing. NAS making a short rally. S&P making a short rally. US30 not as heavy of a rally as the other two. I really want to see this come back and try to make a dent into some of this area here from the London run up. Hopefully it gives it to us. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and use the restroom. TMI. I will be back momentarily. All right, we're back. And we're just watching, waiting to see if we get any kind of setup that we can participate in and finish our week out on our 10K to max funding challenge back above profit. We're back into profit. All right, so Euro you're seeing is reacting off of this fair value gap that it's filled in. Again, if we can get a pullback up into this area, 09035, then I would be looking to try to roll this over and take that lower side out. The dollar is reacting off of that. If we can get a pullback again, it would maybe pull back into this area, and then you get a run up above it. That's on the 30-minute time frame, 15-minute. So potentially see this order block right here on the dollar would correspond to this order block here on the euro. I really like this setup. I think this could be our opportunity for the day, potentially. So I am going to set a limit order to sell right there. Just see where I want to set this. 8. I think that's what I'm going to do right there. Set this up, see if we can get a play out. I'm going to go over to my MT4 computer. Again, this is my streaming setup. I have my MT4 computer over here, so I'm going to turn this way. I'll move my mic over here so you can hear me better. Not sure you'll be able to see me well while I do this, but all right, here we are. Get my other mouse. Euro. I'm gonna zoom in. Here we go. I'm gonna pop. I'm gonna risk $200. Pop my lines. Jeez. Get this back up here like that. Go down to the 15-minute. I'm gonna drop this at 09119 for my stop. Right there, and I'm gonna put my entry at 090, let's say 04. 0904 is my entry. So we've got a 8 pip stop, and I'm gonna target 1 to 2. Let's call that 2. So 1 to 2 would just below there and fill in that fair value gap. So that's what I'm going to be watching. I am sell limit. All right. Trade called. That's my entry. Stop loss and take profit. I'm going to tweet this out while we're going to watch and wait and see what happens. So you can follow along with me at Venator Trading on Twitter. Let me pull this up, and I'm going to put in 10K to max funding challenge. Update. Day 3. Euro dollar short. Sell limit. And we're going to say entry is 1.0904. Stop loss is 1.09119, and my TP is 108879. 08879. One to two, and 2% risk. And we now need to add in. Let's move this back over here and see if we can get it up. So one. Yeah, there it is. So we're going to take a screenshot, take a snapshot, copy image, and we're going to add it to the tweet. There we go. Let's go. Send now. Tweet is live. Tweet is live. If you like what you're watching, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And help us out. Would love to grow this audience a little bit. Get more people in here watching this challenge that I'm doing. We'll be here every day, Monday through Friday. And let's see what my other trades are doing here. So this is my other challenge that I've got going on 100K. Oh, sorry. Is it a 100K? Yeah, 100K Fun and Trader challenge going here. In this position on US30, I'm hoping that we can get a rollover. This has 10 more minutes. Right here. And I'm expecting price bare minimum to come back down in and grab some of this fair value gap. And if it does, I will probably reduce my risk because that account needs some protection. It's in a little bit of drawdown, and I'm trying to recover that so that I can get a free retake when the time runs out. We'll see. On this, where's my other? Which one's this? That is. Yeah. If I take. Dang it. Okay. Forgot about that. Sorry, I'm looking at another account over here on MT4 trying to get it set up, but it won't let me use my trade manager, so I've got to input it all manually, sadly. So that's 4.3. Just make it. all that's set back up. Now we can get back to reading tape, watching, and we're going to be on the 15-minute time frame. We're going to monitor as we head into the 8 o'clock hour and the New York market starts to come online. We're going to see how price responds. The dollar has fallen off and away from our area of interest here after tagging it really nicely. We should see a pullback down into this range. I would want to see price, at least come back down into here. And this is the price. This is the price that you would want to see dollar respect and then turn around. And euro would be very similar for our entry. You would want to see price come back up and respect this order block here on the 15-minute time frame and respect bearish order flow to roll back over and create new lows for the day. And if it does that, then we will be doing very well on our challenge for 10K. Pound, 15-minute, we have a break of structure. We have a small fair value gap right here. It's not a huge break of structure, but it did close below the bodies of this consolidation right here. So this is gross. It just doesn't really show anything of worth for me and interest. This is not a high probability setup. So I would stay away from pound dollar setup. It may work out if you decide you like the pound dollar setup. I would not be interested in that. You have relative equal highs up here. You've got some imbalances up higher. This is just horrible and disgusting price delivery. So we're going to stay away from that. Gold. Where are we at on gold? Gold made a rally back up into this fair value gap and has since fallen away. So we would want to see if it continues to respect that level there and make new lows for the day down here. Again, the dollar is now tapped into this 15-minute imbalance and rallying higher, which means the euro is going to be falling. We really wanted to see price rally back up, and it could still on the hour time frame. The next hour could rally back up, give us a Judas swing into the New York, tap us in, and roll back over. It may not give us a good entry point on that. The 30-minute has 5 more minutes to close out, and then it's going to create this nice fair value gap here and this 30-minute order block here. So this is, again, still the setup that I would be looking for in the New York session. A rally up higher into this order block, tap you in, roll over, make new lows for the day. I'm still watching my US30 trade. I would like to see it come down and take out the London lows here, the Asian lows. And I'd love to see it attack yesterday's low as well. That would be freaking awesome. But I don't know if it's going to have that much juice to end the week. Is there enough bad juju vibes in the market everywhere to make that want to drop that aggressively like it did Wednesday and Thursday? Do we have another aggressive drop in us? Do we have another aggressive drop in us? We'll know in about an hour what's going to happen with that. So we're just watching and waiting euro and kind of watching the dollar at the same time, seeing if we can get any kind of indication that we could get a brief pullback into this zone and give us our entry. I don't know that it will. This hourly candle is quite aggressive on the displacement. So, you know, we'll wait and see. Maybe the news pops you up, you get a Judas swing, and then it drops down. We'll wait and see. If US30 gives us, you know, a break of structure here with displacement on the downside and creates a fair value gap, and we have not been triggered in on our euro, I would be open to using this as an entry setup as well, if we can get a good development, we need a good displacement down, fair value gap, retrace into a breaker. And so this down candle right here, I'm gonna close this out so you can see what I'm talking about. This down candle sent price lower to run higher to take out stops. If price trades with displacement back down through this candle, it violates bullish order flow. It violates the down close candle right here. We get displacement. This would become a bearish breaker on the 15-minute time frame, and you can frame that as a valid setup. You can see price respecting the down close candle, the 15-minute down close candle right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So if it's going to remain bullish, then you would expect price then to rip higher. But if it's going to be bearish today, which is what I think and would anticipate it to do based on price action from Wednesday and Thursday and the strength of the dollar, then it should violate this with displacement and leave your next candle would do something like this. Tap into that volume imbalance, which sends price higher back up into here, and you would be looking at going short on something like this. And you could, if you just did 1 to 2 for your range, man, that's easily doable. You have this liquidity under the Asian session. You could, now, just if you weren't doing a challenge and you just wanted to kind of eke out as much as you could for the daily expansion, then you would be targeting that initially for close to 1 to 3. Yesterday's low is 1 to 10. Don't know what's going to happen. That's just my analysis of what I would like to see happen over the next few hours. Every candle you see is a 15-minute candle, which means in 1 hour there are 4 15-minute candles. So in 3 hours, over the next 3 hours, we will have the opportunity to see 12 15-minute candles. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. That's 2 hours of movement. 8 candles. So you can see how aggressively this can move when it has the right environment to do so. I do like these relative equal lows down here under the Asian session. And I like how price is respecting our 30-minute order block. Our 15-minute, this is also 30-minute order block right here. Sitting in the 50% consequent encroachment range of that order block currently, and we're just bouncing around. Dollar has closed on the 1 hour time frame, heavy bull, displacement above highs, into our area of interest, and we're getting a pullback at the start of the hour. Now, I'd like to see it run down pretty aggressively. That would trigger our euro trade to come up and get us in. Almost completely filled in that 4-hour fair value gap here. So I'd like to see price again. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for price to come back up here, fill in this fair value gap, tap us in on this order block, and then roll back over for the rest of the day. So watch and wait. Gold's not really looking at anything specific. Pound, look at the pound. Hey, pound's finally catching up with euro. So we've got on the 15-minute, on the 30-minute, we're getting displacement lower. Finally getting a break of structure here that we were anticipating. And so now you have a break of structure for fair value gap. This could be your opportunity on the pound. Let me change that to my order fair value gap imbalance color. I just need to save that. Call it imbalance. Okay, so you're getting a break of structure. So you've seen price get swept, you've seen liquidity grabbed, you've seen break of structure, fair value gap, break of structure. So this order block here, these up candles should be respected if price gets a retrace. We're getting a sweep of lows here, but you still have a lot of relative equal lows down here. A lot of liquidity built up. So if price comes back up into this, if we can get one little pop back up into here, then I would be targeting the low of that right there. If you're looking for just your 1 to 2 plus commissions, that's what you're looking at, which would give you a sweep of liquidity down in here. So what to do? I don't know. I kind of like this setup on GU. Kind of liking that setup on GU. I set a sell limit there. So we'll see if GU hits us or EU hits us. But I like the displacement. I like the break of structure. I like the liquidity draw. Under all of this consolidation, you had a brief pop above the London high. And so the lows down here are what I would be targeting to get swept. We'll see what happens. We're risking 2% on our 10K to max funding challenge. Day 3, this would be trade 2 if we get triggered in. Euro is not moving aggressively back up. Dollar is not moving aggressively back lower. US30 is respecting this 15-minute order block. Now we're watching and waiting. And this is part of the game that a lot of traders hate, is the waiting and being patient for price to give you a setup. They just want to wake up and they want to come to the charts and they just want to hit buy or sell. And this is where you get screwed up, man. This is where traders fail. They don't have the discipline they need to do what they need to get done. So we're waiting. We have our model, we have a break of structure, we have displacement, we have a fair value gap left behind. We're waiting for price to come back up and tap us in to then continue lower on this liquidity draw at the bottom of this range and take out the sell side liquidity there. And in so doing, we'll capture a 1 to 2. And let me adjust this to match what's on my MT4 here. So my entry would be there, and my stop be there, and my take profit is right there. So that's the trade setup I'm looking at on pound USD. And I'm going to tweet that out really quick. I have 2 setups that are in play, and we'll see which one gets tagged first. This is overall in play and in line with our expecting dollar to be strong today and foreign currencies to be weak against the dollar. We've got a displacement down, fair value gap imbalance left behind, and I would like to see price run back up into that imbalance and tap us in and get us a move lower. Let me get over here to my Twitter. GBPUSD short sell limit. Our entry is 1.25206. Our stop loss is 1.25286. Our take profit is 1.25030. Our risk reward equals 1 to 2. A little bit more than 1 to 2 just to cover commissions and spread. And then our risk is 2%. And then if we copy this image, we can put it right here and tweet that out. Two sell limits in play on day 3 of our 10k to max funding challenge. We'll cancel the one. We'll cancel one. Let's see, we'll cancel one if the other gets filled. So we're only risking a true 2%. We have 2 setups in play. Both are strong and valid and make good sense to me about how and why this should play out. So we will watch and see which one of these gets filled first. I feel like pound has a better chance of getting filled over our EU. Dollar is rushed up and kind of filled all that in. So again, we're just gonna kind of wait and see what's going to happen. We've got a 15-minute order block here now on the dollar and on the euro. So price really should not, if it's going to respect, it should respect this order flow here. If this closes below here, then I would expect this order block to hold. If it doesn't, this one may. Pound. Again, we're expecting a retrace into this fair value gap and then run the sell side liquidity. If it runs this liquidity first, this trade is invalid. We'll take it off and we may not get an opportunity. My US30 is still respecting bullish order flow and not violated this 15-minute down close candle, which is a 15-minute order block. But it is respecting this 30-minute order block from yesterday's big move up. So that was where that trade idea was set up on the 30-minute time frame on the US30. So I'm waiting to see price rollover, and my first sign of price rolling over will be a close in violation of that 15-minute down close candle. Pound, what you doing? All right, new 15-minute candle just opened. Just really like to see price come up into this fair value gap on this 15-minute time frame. Tap us in before rolling over and taking out the sell side liquidity down here. So what's it gonna do? Oh, dollar heads for biggest weekly gain since February. Pound dollar. UK economy grows 0.1% in Q1. British pound stays muted. Sterling steadies after UK economy posts fragile Q1 growth. Yep, dollar strong. Forwards are weak. You can see this 4-hour fair value gap is providing an area of resistance. It's crazy how lucky we are in predicting where price will have problems getting through or show signs of reversal. It's like there's an algorithm or something. I don't know. pushing back down on that US30 trade into that order block that has held for several hours now. I would really like to see some displacement down. We may get that in about 15 minutes when the market opens. Somebody commented on my tweet. Who's that? Junk comments on my tweet. Come on. Helena Dennis, who's that? Liked my tweet. I mean, how do you grow Twitter? You post regularly, you follow people. Hopefully they follow you back. I'm not really sure exactly. I need to figure out how to grow my Twitter following. So pound looks like it's going to run away and not give us a clean entry there. That's unfortunate. Both of these limit orders are set, so if we get a pullback at the New York Open, cool. You know, we'll see which one, if any of them get triggered. Yeah, just watching and waiting, man. That's all we're doing. All we're doing. Waiting. That's what full-time trading is. Full-time trading is waiting. Being patient. Watching the charts. You're piddling around. You're surfing Twitter. You watch for your setups. And you don't do anything unless there's a setup. Like, plan your trade. Trade your plan and then let it alone. Man, I've got to sneeze. Lose. I lost connection. What's going on? What the heck? Close that out. Looks like my MT4 stopped responding. Okay, there. Yeah, I just had to refresh it. I don't know what was going on with that. So it looks like pound is going to run away and not give us a good setup there. If it takes out buy-side liquidity first, then we will cancel the order and it will no longer be valid. If we get a pullback up into this area, we've now had a double break of structure here, so a nice pullback up there would be cool. And then we get a rollover, but doesn't look like it's going to want to cooperate. Pound is just looking super weak right now. Even more than the dollar strength. So looks like it's just going to want to completely collapse and not give us any kind. I mean, we could get a setup on the hourly, but who knows? It's just, this is just choppy. It's so bad. So this was framed on the 5-minute and it's rushing as fast as it can to get down, and we don't chase. As soon as you start chasing, price is going to reverse and it's going to come back and give you the entry you wanted. We don't chase. There's so many buses on the road that will stop and pick you up. You just wait for another one. Do not chase. Euro. This is our trade setup for Euro. Still valid. It has not run in lows. It's more in line with how the dollar's playing out. So we still could get our entry back up in here. This is the first place I would expect the Euro to run into. I'd really like it to see come up into here though. Who knows? I'd like to see dollar close up above this range and then act as some nice resistance and run up into our volume for the rest of the day, potentially. Hey, look at our US30 coming back down, trying to violate that 15-minute order block. So, watching and waiting. Maybe US30 will be the play today. Never know. Because it doesn't look like pound is going to give us any kind of... I don't know if y'all could see my dog. She just showed up. Hey, here she is. She's a pretty girl. Let me let her outside. She's got to do some business. So I'm going to mute this. All right, she's sitting back there. You'll probably hear. Pound still has left those equal lows in place down here. Sell side liquidity is still in play, has not grabbed it. If we can get a get a nice retrace back up, our play is still valid here. Euro, same. We could still get a retrace back up into there. US30 still freaking respecting our order block. Not a fan. We'll see what happens when the market opens at 8:30. We got about 4 minutes for the New York NY. Well, the market opens and then NYSE is another hour after that. So I don't know if we're going to stay on that long. We'll watch and wait. As long as we can. I'd like to see a trade get filled and executed and see how that plays out live. But that 15-minute order block is strong right now. Checking a Discord thread I'm in. Hold on. It's always interesting when you get on other threads and you see people with the exact opposite bias that you have. It's crazy how people can see the same chart and see something different. And that's why, as a professional trader, you have to trust your own analysis. You need to backtest. You need to get very familiar with your system. It's just nuts. I can go from Discord channel to Discord channel, and there's just half the people see it this way, half the people see it that way. You have to trust your own analysis. And I don't go over there to look and go, ooh, well, yeah, I feel better because people see it the same way I do. Or, oh my God, what am I missing? Why does he see it like that? You have to trust your own analysis, man. You got to read tape the way you see it playing out. Talk yourself through it. Have your setups down that you know when they're happening. You can identify them, put your orders in, and then let the trade play out. If price is trending with bearish order flow, then any up close candle should be respected on the higher time frame. So I would say like 15 minutes and higher. Those are the order blocks or breaker blocks or fair value gaps that you really want to pay attention to. And when you see them happening and you see them being respected, just follow the trend, trade with the trend. If it's bullish, any down close candle should be respected. We want order flow to show us where it's going, and it shows us that with the way it provides the price delivery to us. We want to buy in a discount, we want to sell on a premium, and we want to do it at intelligent levels where price should respect and continue on in the other direction. We have lots of tools available for you to do that. You need to pick the ones that work for you. I use order blocks, breaker blocks, imbalances / fair value gaps. We'll occasionally use the optimal trade entry tool just to see if it lines up with other PD arrays for more confluence. So, all right, here we go. 7:30. Just rolled over our US30. It still has not violated this 15-minute down close candle. Until we get a close below that, it's still respecting the nightly bullish price delivery. So, not great. Dollar is climbing higher. Pound has now taken out this sell side liquidity, and reached our initial delivery target. So we're going to delete that. We're no longer interested in a pound trade. So I'm going to take this off, and we'll just go back to looking at euro dollar, and we will be looking at US30. Maybe it will play nicely for us. So I'm going to go to my tweet and say that where is my where's this tweet? Trade invalidated. Did not give us the pullback and Rand to take profit without us. All right. That's taken care of. We managed that. Now we will go over to Euro. We'll be watching for the Euro if we get any kind of pullback here in optimal trade entry plus fair value gap plus order block, and then US30 as well. We'll be waiting for a break of structure off of this, see if we can turn this into a breaker block and give us an entry, because we have a lot of space to run and a lot of liquidity to clear out on the sell side there. We'll wait and see. We are 2 minutes into the New York. The thing that I like about this is that no wick candles are very, very, very rare, and price does not like to leave no wicks. So we've opened and we're just running higher. We have no wick, so I would expect price to be making a Judas swing right here. Maybe it runs up into these relative equal highs, grabs this liquidity, and then rolls over. No wick here. So I would like to see price start to collapse at this point. Dollar is showing an ability to break through our level on the 15-minute. If it can hold above that strongly, then I would expect this area to act as an area of support to then push price higher up and eventually take out this high. Let's go ahead and mark that right there. And then this volume imbalance above that high. Okay, that's our target for today. That's where we are right now on the 15-minute. Euro should be tanking. It is. Doesn't look like we're going to get our pullback on the euro at all, but we'll wait and see how this all plays out. Downside targets for euro are, you have a fair value gap down here, an imbalance right here, and you have this low here where there's more sell side liquidity. So we'll see where it wants to stop. There is a little fair value gap on the 4-hour right there, I guess. Little imbalance here. Not a big one, but could be enough to push pause on everything that's going on. So those are our levels that we've got marked out. Doesn't look like the euro is going to be able to play nicely for us today. Give us an entry, US30. Look for this right here. I would think that's where we're going to want to go. Let's see what NAS is doing. NAS made a low and is pushing up. It's got some sell side liquidity there, and now it's running back up. S&P has taken out sell side liquidity, and not much. It still has some liquidity here and here. This is, look at all these relative equal lows right here. So juicy. NAS rolling over, break a structure, coming back up into it. S&P getting a Judas swing. You have some buy side liquidity here. All right, we've been triggered in on a pound short here. This it's happening. So dollar is collapsing hard off of our zone of interest. It ran up, closed above, and then it's fallen hard. We're at an OTA of the last swing. This order block is currently the last line of defense for dollar, or else it's going to collapse further and come all the way back down and take out the London run overnight. So we don't have news for a little bit. We have news at 10 o'clock, which is still an hour away almost. Euro's making a run back up. Maybe Euro gets back up into here, into this order block here, before it runs. It almost reached down to that small 4-hour fair value gap, and then reversed. But the dollar is showing a lot of weakness. US30 did come down into the bottom of that 15-minute order block right here, and it's respecting it still. There's still no bin break of structure there, so we're still waiting for that to happen. Pound is just running. It just took out this buy side or sell side liquidity hard and aggressively running back up. This order block and this order block are kind of my zones of defense. There's some fair value gaps. We're at a 50% return, so we're back into a premium of this leg. So we want to sell. I took an entry at the order block here. I was thinking about targeting this order block and this fair value gap. Maybe that would have been a better entry, but we're in the trade. And now we just are going to watch and see how our trade plays out. No analysis. So you see this big run down. We expect a retracement back into. We've had an aggressive retracement. We get triggered into our trade. We did get into a little bit of drawdown there, to be expected almost with every trade. That's why you have your stop loss protected at certain levels. So we're going to watch and see how this plays out. We got a couple more minutes on this 15-minute candle. And yeah, we'll just wait and watch. If the dollar's going to have any more strength, we've had its pullback into the bottom of that zone. Is this zone going to act as support now? We're about to find out. Is this long-term high? This is a big high up here. On the dollar. Is it going to get run today? Is it going to try to attack that? Is this just a pullback into this order block to push this thing higher? I don't know. We're about to find out what's going to happen. US30 still just doing nothing. S&P is coming down. NAS went up, coming back down. We need the indices to, they're just not moving. They're maybe waiting for that news to come out. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I saw something earlier today where there's some Unusual Wells on Twitter. It's a great follow if you don't follow Unusual Wells. But he tracks the trading of senators, congressmen, politicians, because they get information and they're still allowed to trade on it before the public. And there's a couple of notable traders that are putting in massive shorts on a lot of the big players in the indices. So who knows what that's, who knows what that means? You don't know. So this is where I'm thinking price is going to reach back up into this consolidation and hopefully reverse. That's what I want to see happen. Now, I don't know that that's going to happen. It could just keep ripping higher, accumulation, manipulation, and then a distribution higher. Could very well do that. But if dollar's going to remain strong and make a run for this high, it would push the pound down. So 8:15. We're in an OTE of the 15-minute leg up. If you expand this down to the London, then you still got this fair value gap, and dollar could run back in it here before reversing. Don't really want to see it go that low. I wanted to see it respect this order block right here on this swing. I want to see it respect that and push higher from here. Pound jumps, leaves a volume imbalance on its next 15-minute candle open. That's not great news for our trade. So it's completely filled in this imbalance. This imbalance is its next target with this small little order block here. Pound is ripping. Euro is not ripping. Dollar held that order block on this 15-minute candle. We'll see if it can make any kind of aggressive move back up and create a new order block. We shall see. We're just waiting and watching now. It's out of our control. This is a 100K, the funded trader challenge that I'm in. I am in short based off of this 30-minute order block and retracement from this last leg down. Got in at the tip of that order block right there on that wick. Stop is above the last bearish candle. So don't know what's going to happen there. Just watching and waiting. That's what trading is all about. Watching and waiting. Looks like the dollar is just going to want to reach lower here. Take a further dive into that London expansion. And that means this trade is probably going to fail. We missed that run down. We were hoping for a little pullback to get that run down to grab these stops. It never gave us the entry. And our thinking was that it would retrace back up in and then continue to make lows for the day. But currently, our analysis is incorrect. That's okay. 50% win rate. %50 win rate, and we will be profitable. Sucky part is it looks like we may take 2 L's right out of the gate on this 10K to max fund challenge. No biggie. Not sweating it, honestly. I don't really care about taking losses because you're going to take losses half the time, probably. Half the time. Half the time you're going to take winners. And as long as your winners are twice as much as your losers, you're good. You're golden. Nothing to worry about. Really like to see US30 make a displacement down and get a break of structure here and then give us a return up, and we could get maybe a smaller entry, but we're already in GU, so we're not going to take any more entries. And it looks like I don't have a lot of confidence right now in GU pulling back unless we start seeing some dollar strength reversal here, pull back and then run up. It is still technically respecting this 15-minute down close candle, which is bullish order flow, and as long as it can respect that and we don't get any big move down below there, maybe we can get some dollar strength again and we can come back up. We need to get a close above this area and a hold. And currently we pierced it, ran it hard, and now you see it's fallen away just like it has done over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, this area is a big deal for the dollar. So we need to see some massive dollar strength right here, a rally up, and a close above, some wicks retesting, and then we can run for that high. And maybe the news pushes us over here in about 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes. Maybe we just consolidate around and don't do much. So who knows? Only the market knows what the market's going to do. This order block is hold like a mother. It is just a brick wall against the Dow Jones right now. This 15-minute order block is just like, nope, you're not getting by me. And that sucks because I really, really want it to get by badly. Badly. Oh. This is when you wish you had the fast forward replay button that you use when you're back testing. You can just sit there and click, 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 and you don't have to wait through all this. But that's part of the game. So I have been on for 2.5 hours. And we've talked everything through. We did not get our short entries on the euro or the pound to take out that sell side liquidity. Euro's collapsing. That means the dollar's probably rising. Yep. Getting dollar strength back. So we really want to see dollar break through this this bullish 5-minute candle right here. We don't want to see price stall out on that candle. We want to see some aggressive move up and break that structure, and then that way continue our bullish momentum for the dollar going up. So the euro is completely crapping the bed. I want to see the the pound also, I want to see completely crap the bed right now. It's pulled back to our entry into this fair value gap. We've had a slight break of structure here. So this little 5-minute candle, I want to see a strong close below there and violate that. We need the dollar to not stall out inside this zone. We want to see it keep ripping higher. It's the euro again, crap in the bed. US30 doing nothing. NAS doing nothing. S&P. Everybody's, I guess, waiting for this Michigan sentiment report, I guess, for some reason. I don't know what the big deal is with the Michigan sentiment report, but evidently it's a big deal. Price is respecting this fair value gap, which is not great for our short. It's also respecting this fair value gap, though, on the upside. It's expecting these order blocks inside that range that we had. So I want to see this bullish candle get traded through and close below. That would make me feel a little bit better about seeing this low get run through the rest of the day. Oops, I want to do that. Come on, dollar. What you gonna do, dollar, dollar? Dollar bill, y'all. We want to see price, we want to see price violate this right there. We don't want this 5-minute bullish candle to hold price down. That's a bearish order block on the 5-minute time frame. So we don't want to see that hold price down, which currently it's respecting it. Came back up right to the open of that candle. It's currently falling away. We want to see it trade through that pretty aggressively. Or just at all would be nice. It doesn't even have to be aggressive. Just trade through it. Don't come back down here. We don't want to see price break this low. Hovering around our entry point here. We want to see price violate this fair value gap. We want to see it trade through and close below that fair value gap, and then we'll feel pretty good. I will move to break even at 1.5 if we can get that far. I'm not saying we will. I don't know that we will. 10 point. Let's see if I just if I went short. Where's 1.5? If I do the same. Doesn't have to be exact, but I go to break even at 1.5. So it's way down here. You know, we're not even thinking about it. We're so far away from thinking about moving to break even at this point. So we do not like that this 5-minute order block held and we're getting a rejection off of it. Don't like that at all. Not at all. That's bad juju. We want to see the dollar rally. We don't want to see it come and make a new lower low. Because now you've had this run up, a break of structure on the 5-minute with displacement, a fair value gap, come back up to the order block, and now you're seeing it fall away. If this low collapses, then our trade is probably going to fail, and we're not going to see any more dollar strength for the day. Me no likey. Me no likey at all. Yeah, that kind of sucks. This 5-minute order block held. Did not get a violation of it. It did trade a little bit below, but we didn't close below that. And the dollar 5-minute order block also held strong. Coming into the close of the 30-minute candle here. Look at the 30-minute time frame. You know, just a little pullback. I don't want to see the next 30-minute candle. I don't want to see it come down, and I really don't. I want to see it run. I don't want to see a big pullback here. I want to see the dollar I want to see the dollar hold this range. You can see on the 4 hour, you have an hour and a half left on the 4 hour candle here. We haven't been able to close above that range in a while. A close above would be really strong. Close inside doesn't really mean anything. But we don't want to, I really don't want to see a new 5-minute lower low made here. I don't want to see another break of structure, but not what I want. Hey, US30 making some moves. Here we go. This could be the OTE that I was talking about earlier for London that I would really be watching. We're getting into this area, this fair value gap. Making some moves. I don't want this to be the Judas swing. I want this to continue to go down. So I'm going to close this out. I want to see it run a little bit harder here. Yeah. Here we go. To see it push down to that volume imbalance I have noted. There we go. Gonna go ahead and close out part of trade there. And I'm gonna go over here, see what we got going on. All right, that's good. Happy. I captured 2% on a 10K challenge, 2.5% on a 2K challenge, 10K challenge on the funded trader. I have captured 1% on a 100K challenge on the funded trader on that US30 drop right there. And I'm holding that one and hoping that we can get a strong break down into at least these lows right here. If we can get into some of this sell side liquidity, then I would move to break even on the overall position on that, and then we would just manage it from there. So I'm gonna get to my other, I'll just manage that here now. Where else are we going here? This one. It's going well. Let's go back here. And I'll manage this one and go back. Let's check out the pound trade. What's happening on the pound? It's back to break even. Dollar is not really doing much. S&P not doing much. NAS is ripping higher and the Dow is ripping lower. Which one's correct? Which one's correct? Look at that. Dow ripping lower, Nas ripping higher, S&P not really doing anything. So is the Nas giving you a Judas swing that's gonna, this thing's gonna crap the bed now, and the US30 showed the way? What's gonna happen? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. You just have opposite. The Dow rips lower, the Nas rips higher. Who is going to be correct? S&P is coming lower. I feel like the Nas is giving you a Judas swing there and taking out buy side liquidity so that it can run these equal lows down here. Dollar just holding inside, just dilly-dallying around, not much happening. Euro holding steady inside its range. Pound coming back down, back into profit. Like to see the pound crap the bed along with US30. That would be freaking awesome. Let's go. And on this May account, I'm up another 2%. Competition account. That's good. I want to go back here. If we could get a close in violation of that right there, this little 5-minute order block, I would feel more confident that this is going to make a run back lower. It held inside here nicely. Tried to push up, aggressive run up, tried to push up, push up, push up. Couldn't go any further. So I like the way we're moving now. So we'll just watch and wait. Hopefully we can get some dollar bull movement up, take out that high. Nas is still, looks like, doesn't know what it wants to do. S&P trying to go up, US30 pulling back up. So what I don't want is for the US30, I want it to respect bullish order flow now. You know, like I want it to do what we thought it would do. I don't want to see it come all the way back up. This would be 2 days in a row. I would be on the wrong side of an OTE. London OTE. Yesterday and today, and I was on the wrong side. I really see Nas is crashing. S&P is crashing. US30 needs to cooperate now. I want Nas to be the Judas swing of the day and create SMT taking out buy side liquidity. Nas is falling hard, S&P's falling hard. Dow, let's go. Come on. Cooperate. Play along with your brother and sister. No reason for you to go back up there. This is now a breaker. Like we said earlier, this is become, if we can get a close in the next 5 to 6 minutes underneath here, then this 15-minute candle is your breaker. You get a down move, which provides the up mood to take out liquidity, and then you get a break of structure with a fair value gap. This breaker would then want to hold on the downside. You would want to see price reverse and see how much it held as support. Once it breaks through, you would expect that breaker block to become resistance and price to then move lower off of that. Our pound position is cranking lower. This is beautiful. So nice. 1.5 is where we go to break even. Oops, that's the wrong way. I want to go short. We may be moving to break even any moment and make this 1.5 is right there. Yep. We are now going to move to break even and make this a risk-free trade. So let me get over there and do that. And it has frozen again. Come on. There we go. I'm at break even. This is a risk-free trade. So we are now either going to hit take profit and be up 2% on our account, or we're going to win nothing. And this is how you trade. This is how you manage a trade. You're watching it live. Watching it live. Dollar ripping higher. This is exactly what we want to see. US30 not cooperating. NAS, S&P. Dadgum, man. I don't want to see it come all the way back up. Dollar's ripping. This should be risk off, and it's not. But we'll wait and see. Hopefully it'll respect bearish order flow here. This is just a refill, a rebalance of this fair value gap up here on the 5-minute time frame. We've had a break of structure. It creates a fair value gap. This could be your break of structure entry with your fair value gap is 2022 ICT mentorship model. We would expect price now to come down and target this buy side liquidity. And if you're looking for this overall move, 50% of this overall move would be somewhere right around here in some of these fair value gaps. So we really want to see the US30 start melting off of that fair value gap and started making lower lows. And we can create or we can hopefully capture the New York expansion, daily expansion lower, take out the London lows, take out the Asian lows, and then just melt on the US30. Dollar still ripping higher. Pound has filled in this lowest fair value gap and stalled out. We really do want to see another push lower. This is such a big move. You would expect price to retrace up. We just don't want it to come all the way back up and tap us out of break even. We want to see the dollar continue to rip higher. Euro melting down into this now 4-hour imbalance. And then we have another one lower here. I don't know if it's going to get all the way down there, but we would expect if the dollars continue to rip higher, you would expect the euro to fall down into here. And you would expect the pound to take out the low it's made so far. Create a new daily low. US30 still holding that 5-minute fair value gap. We do want to see a lower low made on this time frame. We don't want to see price come back up. This 15-minute breaker, we want it to respect it. We want to see a close. We'd really like to see a close outside of this box. This is our breaker over here. We want to see a close outside of that. We want to see the 5-minute make a lower low. We don't want to see this fair value gap on the 5-minute time frame violated and traded back through. We were able to capture on this move 2.5% on a 10K funded challenge with the funded trader, and we're still in this on a 100K, trying to get that back out of drawdown. So see how that all plays out. Dollar still ripping higher. Pound stalling out a little bit. Euro still dropping hard. As long as that dollar can stay strong, I would really like this 50. This is a big 15-minute candle. I would expect the next 15-minute candle, short retracement, and then make a new low and hit our TP. Just don't want to see it run all the way back up. Don't want to see it run all the way back up. We want to see the dollar hold this level. It's about to make a new high for the day. Didn't. Held off. Gold is still ripping and dollar's ripping. Why does dollar and gold move in the same direction? That doesn't make any sense. I don't understand that. So we had a 15-minute break of structure here. We want to see this breaker hold now and act as resistance. It acted as support over here. We finally pushed through and broke down. NAS is made a Judas swing up, and I'd like to see NAS start falling and S&P falling. Maybe the newts is what pushes that lower. But that's what we're waiting to see. We're waiting to see on the 5-minute time frame a new low made here with some displacement. We had displacement here, a pullback into the fair value gap. We want to see more displacement down on the US30 for that trade to continue to move in our favor. The pound is rallying up on this 15-minute open. I just want the dollar to just take off. So we've had a 15-minute bullish move higher. It did close above that wick. You would expect this now to act. I want to see this area give a strong rejection. Strong rejection. We had traded through, came back. We got a little rejection, traded hard through on this 15-minute. I want to now see a continuation and try to attack that at intermediate high and buy side liquidity on the dollar. Do not want to see the dollar fall right here. Don't want to see that. Trade it back into this volume imbalance, into this fair value gap. We want to see we traded through that 5-minute, which is great. Now we want to see the dollar hold. We don't want to see this whipsaw action is what drives traders crazy. We just need to trend. Just want to trend. Like drop, retrace, drop. Don't just give us huge freaking candles back and forth all day. Go in one direction. And again, this is where it's like, oh man, it never cooperates. It just comes in, knows exactly where my stop is. No, it doesn't. This is demo trading. It doesn't have any idea where you are. It does not know. We want to see the dollar find some strength here. US30 has crapped the bed. That's great for us. NAS, crap in the bed. S&P, crap in the bed. The dollar should be finding some strength to rally here. I want to see the pound start falling off. I don't want to see the pound rally any higher. US30, this is great for US30. We respected that 5-minute fair value gap. We have displacement lower. We've made a new lower low. We've grabbed the London low now. We've just broken through the London low. We're about to crash through the Asian low. And that is where I move to break even. This is on a 100K account. It's up almost I'm going to move that to break even. All right, that is a risk-free trade. On the May competition account, I'm now up another 5%. So the reason I went to break even right here is because we have now 50% of the move back up overnight so we had this big leg. We had a retracement back on a 30-minute order block. It's respected it. We've had a change of structure, but we've just taken out the London low and the Asian low right here. We just wicked into that, and price is now in a discount. So if it's going to go long here and rip new highs, I don't want to be on that side of the market. This is where you go to break even and protect your trade. It's a risk-free trade. Risk-free. It's coming back up. S&P rallying, Nas rallying. So that could have been the liquidity grab to run this higher, run it out for the day. Dollar is falling, pound. It looks like we're going to be out at break even. Damn it. It's so unfortunate because our analysis was right on. And hey, it's better to get out at break even than to see this thing rip higher and hit your stop loss. I really wanted to end the day with a winning trade and be up 2% on our account. It's very unfortunate. The dollar's just not cooperating. It does not want to hold this zone. Every time it rips up high, it just gets slammed back down into that zone. And that's very, very sad. Very sad. US30 coming back up. Retracing all the displacement, all of the liquidity grab that it had. Nice to see our analysis play out. It's unfortunate that we can't get a longer hold trade on any of these. It just sucks, actually. The whipsaw action. We couldn't capture a 1 to 2, unfortunately. We were able to get a risk-free trade out of it, and our risk-free trade is about to get tapped. And we're still going to be down 2%. And I have moved a little bit into profit just to protect commissions, so that spread right there took us out at break even. Too bad, so sad. Oh, that's frustrating. Just sucks, man. Break even trade. And there it goes. I don't, this is the part that is so hard for traders to deal with, because it comes back out, takes you to break even, and then it falls away. And it's probably going to make a new low and probably would have hit our TP. That sucks. Well, let me tweet out what happened. 10k to max funding challenge. Trade update. GBPUSD out at break even. And look, watch that. Look at that thing. There's a lot of people that tell you shouldn't move to break even. Like you should just let your trades play out for probabilities. But we set up the rules. We moved to break even at 1.5. We had a strong displacement down to get to 1.5, and we followed our rules. Don't think there's going to be any more setups for me today. News is happening, so I mean we're going to stick around and watch and see what happens with the news, and we'll just tape read here a little bit. But so unfortunate. I had moved to break even plus commissions, and then with the spread, once it got right there, the spread hit my break even and tapped me out. Euro, US, you know, still in the US30 trade. It's at break even as well. It took out the London low and the Asian low, and so now we're just going to kind of wait and see, will it hold that 15-minute order block. You can see it grabbed all this liquidity right here and has rejected pretty hard off of it. Got 3 minutes until this 1 hour candle closes. And we have news. So news may either drop us lower or wick us out of break even. Man, so unfortunate for this level not to be able to held right now. It does look like it wants to hold, but I mean, every time it runs up, it just gets slammed back down. Aggressive move up, aggressive slam back down. Like it does not want to attack that high. Dollars, this 1.10225 level is super strong. 2 minutes until we get the news. S&P took out liquidity, running higher. NAS took out liquidity, back into its zone. US30 took out liquidity, back into its zone. So got a minute and 30 seconds. Pound is running up. I was really hoping to, man, this thing moved so good and analysis was so great. We just could not make that last little dip and create a new low for the day. And it may still do it, but it's just unfortunate that it wouldn't cooperate. With us. So we've got 40 seconds. Just gonna watch and wait. US30 is the only thing we have active going right now. We'll watch the dollar here. It's falling pretty hard. Strong up and down rejection. Still holding that level, but doesn't look like it's gonna hang out there. We're gonna go over here to the pound and monitor the news coming out. Right here, just comes. Holy mother! Look at that. That was crazy. Huge drop on Michigan consumer sentiment. That was a wicked drop. Dollar popped high. Michigan consumer sentiment is low. I don't even know what the consumers, I guess the consumer sentiment is just like, hey, if it's a high number, it means the sentiment is really high. Like, we feel good about where things are at. Interesting. Very interesting. Gap lower. Gap lower. S&P's crap in the bed. NAS is crap in the bed. US30 is about to crap the bed. And this just says that the consumer confidence is really low and that they don't trust the economy, which means people are like, oh, this isn't great for us. We should get out of this. Like, which is why congressmen and senators were selling short and putting in put options against the market yesterday in the millions of dollars worth. What do they know? Why are they doing that? NAS making new lows, S&P making new lows, US30 making new lows. We really want to see the fall just pick up speed here and take out yesterday's low would be our next target on the US30. Pound ripping higher. Officially would have taken us out of break even there, even if we didn't have spreads, if our spreads were zero. Couldn't make a new low. Thought we had a winner. We were 1.5 in, and we had risked 2%, so we were up 3%, which would have been up 1% on the count if you had closed out right there. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate. However, on the other, we have another 10K that's on the funded trader, and we were able to capture 2.5% on that. So that's nice. It's a standard challenge, so you have to hit 10%. So we have 7.5% more to go. The dollar is crapping the bed. And US30's climbing back up. S&P's climbing back up. NAS is climbing back up. I think I'm going to go ahead and close these out. Oops, go back. I'm going to go and capture my profits. I don't like how it grabbed liquidity again and rejected. It left a big gap it needs to fill in. So I'm going to go ahead and close those out. I am going to close the charts. I had been on here for over 3 hours with you guys today and was able to do some good analysis. We found some good setups. This US30 is still actually in play. I have closed out profits because it's grabbed liquidity and rejected off of there twice. The dollar is crapping the bed. NAS and S&P are still very weak. I would expect US30 to stay weak. But I am done. I'm going to close the charts. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my weekend. It's my birthday tomorrow. And so we're going to come in next week, Monday at 7 a.m. New York time. And we'll look and see if we can make some headway on this 10K to max funding challenge. So Venator Trading, follow along on Twitter. I'll try to put some stuff out there. I'll get screenshots as we go of this US30 trade. I'm not in it any longer, but let's see if my analysis plays out. My foresight called ahead of time. Happening right here. live. All right, y'all. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And we will catch you guys, everybody, on